for local indie authors. I feel like they don't always get the recognition, they deserve. So we would want to take this time to recognize a lot of the local indie authors. We have about 150 at this point on our shelf. So we would want to, kind of point out some of our best sellers. We run a poll for best covers and just kind of recognize, even some of the authors that are very supportive of the bookstore, that, joins for a lot of different events. So thank you so much. This is something that's going to grow every year. That we were hoping that this year to kind of have it in person and have people come in, have hors d'oeuvres and all that. But with the purchase of the new place and moving our location and the building of this bookstore, there was just no way we had the opportunity to kind of do all that. But we wanted to do something anyways to get this process going, because we talked about it for years. And we decided this is the best time to start doing it to recognize some of our friends,
our indie authors,
our indie author friends. All right, so let's go and take a look. The first thing we're going to talk about is what happened, what's been going on in 2025. So 2025 was an exciting year. As you know, we opened in 2024, I believe, right?
Yeah, early
2024 in Moraine at a small location. It's about 675 square feet. We specialize in indie authors. I'm an independent published author. So that kind of became our passion, where we want to support local indie authors. We had a few friends that were indie authors as well. And we only carried indie authors and used books there. We mainly got into used books to fill up a lot of the empty space that we have. I mean, 675 square feet was a small space to begin with, but we still had a lot of empty space.
But I remember when we first got indies, we had like less than one shelf,
and
then less than one bookshelf, and then less than one wall, and then it just started expanding even there.
Yeah, so we had some book signings, with some of our author friends, really kind of get that ball rolling. And then we probably got in the old place probably about maybe 30 to 60 indie authors. So in 2025, we found this new location, closed in the house in August. I think we started in April. The process of finding this place, and once you actually found the place and started the process of going to the closing, closed in August 2024, had a grand opening in November, and now we have about 150 indie authors on our shelves, which is just amazing. And it continues to add every week. We add probably a good 3 or 4 new authors that either mail us books, stop in and drop off books. So it's just a huge, an amazing process.
And now that we're here, we're able to offer more to the indies too, which I think that kind of goes along with that. Our second point we had, but we've been able to do more book launches and book signings because we have the space now, and we also have the foot traffic to make those make more sense for people.
The bigger events, we had our first Halloween last October, so we had a speed dating for romance authors at the old place, which was fun. It split up into 2 different rooms, but then we, now that we have the new place, we're able to offer the same kind of speed dating event for Halloween. We just wrapped up a speed dating with romance books this year, which is sold out for second annual speed dating, which is just sold out.
And it was much better in this space than it was in our tiny little place.
It was much better. We also, in this new location, we did start carrying new books, which, we love our indie authors. We love the fact that our last store pretty much only had indie authors. But we did run the problem. A lot of people come to the bookstore not recognizing some of the names and not always wanting to support indie authors. They were pretty much looking for more traditionally published books. So this bigger place allowed us to add that new book section, which brings in a lot of people. But as they're here, now we have so many indie authors, and the way we sell is look, 1, you're supporting local, 2, there's signed copies, and 3, if you're looking for something in a genre off the beaten path, something you may not find in any other bookstore, we have a lot of good local talent. So mystery, romance, fantasy. We have so much sci-fi, so much talent out there.
Literally
every genre at this point. We have every genre. So we have something when they come in looking for something for a traditional publisher, hey, if you like, that type of genre, we've got somebody for you here that's locally, and you're supporting a small business, and it's a signed copy. And we also explain to them too, it's if we sell a Stephen King book, he'll never know we sold the book here, but we sell indie books here, and they get paid at the end of the month, beginning of the next month. They're just excited to have that book in the hands of hungry readers, and that somebody picked their books amongst all the shelves that we have. And we've gone up pretty much every month. We're between 50 and 60 indie books we sell a month now.
No, indie authors basically that we got to pay out. It's probably more than 50 books.
That's right. Because we have multiple titles.
That's pretty much the amount of separate authors we're having to go in and pay, which is a wonderful problem to have.
It's very good. So 2025 was a great year. We found this new location, 5,500 square feet. We've mainly been focusing, on the first floor, expanding that. We have the whole, side of the room for indie authors, and now we're moving towards having their own room. But it's just been just amazing year of growth. So first thing we want to do, and so we have different sections we're kind of move into. The last part we're going to go into is who our bestseller was. So stay tuned for who the bestseller, big reveal for the bestseller indie author in our bookstore of 2025. But we do want to recognize a few indie authors. This is not all of them by any means, so I don't feel bad if we miss some of you. But these are some that have come to a lot of our events, not only just to stop by and say hi, but actually helped us pick up the slack and run into some activities. The first one, our very own indie author Tim Smith. He actually sang at our grand opening, so while we had an artist selling paintings there, we had swap out rooms. He sang some Sinatra style songs while we transformed that into the book signing room for a visiting author. So that
and it's also just consistently very
simple. And you see him pretty much a lot of events. He's been to a lot of events, just kind of supporting other indie authors. He stops in from time to time just to say hi. So great. Another one is Stephen M. Webker. I gotta look because he says the whole name. Stephen is definitely become a big supporter. He's donated a nice poem tour, which we moved into the indie author room upstairs. He also comes to a lot of our events, and he started helping us kind of formulate that poetry night that we have every month now. It helps run it, helps find poets to come, and anytime we have big events, he stops by to say hi. We have a couple that come to a lot of our book clubs. We have Leah Lore, and then we have Jennifer Weiss that come to most of the independently published book clubs that we carry. So they're here always reading other indie authors, so giving their feedback and just being supportive overall. So, and there's been many more. Obviously, we have a lot of authors stumping in. That's one thing we love about supporting indie authors, independently published authors. So in case for some of you don't understand what we keep saying, independently published authors, is that they're very supportive of each other. It's a community. I always tell people when you go get traditionally published, you have a team behind you, editors, graphic designers. But when you're in the independently published realm, you have a community. You have other indie authors that are there to sow support. They help each other out. They help edit. They give feedback. And so we have a really great indie author community. Next, we want to talk about some upcoming milestones here in 2026. So, we're pretty excited. When we got this house at the old place, we both had full-time jobs. We could only be open, for events because sometimes be open for hours in the evenings, and nobody would come. It was off the beaten path, Lincoln, you miss the type of location. So I moved down to part-time. We started having more regular hours, but things have been going so well. We're already talking about some good milestones coming. One's going to be we're extending our hours. So once summer comes, we're going to move over to extended hours, and those are going to be pretty much permanently. So we're going to be, having even longer hours throughout the day, throughout the week, so that more people can come during the day. I think having the shorter hours for now kind of work best because, we're still building our inventory, still kind of building our following. But I think we're at the point now by the time summer comes around, the weather gets beautiful. We're going to focus on, we're ready to start having people here just pretty much all day. And with the stained glass windows, it's great having that during the day when the sun's coming through. We're starting to move along with the expanded hours. We will be expanding our staff. We are looking at, the next couple months, you'll be seeing a shout out for looking for to bring on some part-time employees to help us with the extended hours, but to also, just allow us some time off, which we haven't really been able to do, but now we can do that now that the place is growing so much. And two, just to be a part of the books community. We want to find somebody who's staffers that are just as passionate about reading as we are, indie authors preferably, and then also someone that can help us run with maybe the social media and some of the deal with customers, and just be keep that same vibe that we have now. I mean, a lot of people come to our bookstore. One of the things I really love is how friendly Leslie and I are. We love everybody's welcome here. We love having people come in and our indie author friends. We want to make sure we continue that as we grow our family here at the bookstore. But with the extended hours, we're definitely going to need some more staff to compensate for that. And we're starting to move upstairs. That's pretty exciting news. All of last year, people. Well, I guess say all of last year. We had a great opening in November.
Since we opened.
But people have always been looking up those stairs, wanting to see more. We did some vendor events to get people to go up there and look around. But we have been really pushing to expand our inventory. And with so many indie authors, we're moving them upstairs to their own room. The indie authors will actually not only have their own room now, but they're actually going to have their own reading room as well too. So when people go upstairs, the indie author room will actually there's a couch in there, and then right outside there's a fireplace and a couple chairs, so people can really kind of go up and take their time looking at indie books. As we expand our books down here and into the other room.
And then the next plan is the children's room.
Yep,
We're
next
planning
plan.
to have, we don't have much of a children's selection right now, not a lot. Just, a lot of indies, which is good. Not very many traditionally published children's books, and we're hoping by summer to also have a decent sized children's selection and a children's room dedicated upstairs.
Yeah, we're going to be moving that. We've already kind of picked what rooms are going to be,
Yeah.
but the children's room is the one we kind of decided to move into next. We're probably something we didn't think we'd move into another couple of years or so, or even a year down the road, but we've been growing so fast and with so much support, we're going to go ahead and start moving, focusing on getting that children's rooms out. So children have a safe place to read, just to be around books. I think for the next generation, we really kind of want to expand that love of books for the next generation. So while we have children's section here, kind of intermixed with the rest of the books, so that when they come with their parents, they can look at books. I think having their own space would be even better, to have them be able to just sit down and be around and have that pleasant experience as they grow up. So we've got some neighborhood kids now that we're here in the neighborhood, families that can bring their kids to the neighborhood. So now we're a neighborhood bookstore.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is absolutely amazing. Kids that come
This
here.
is a very walkable area of Dayton. If you're not familiar, we have Huffman Historical District, which we're technically in, but we also have St. Anne's that walks down this way, and there's also South Park. Not really necessarily walkable, but really close. A lot of historical districts here.
And downtown.
So,
a lot of people that get a lot of frequent the library are close enough to come here and have like their own space. So we're going to move on to our next award. Well, the next one was more recognition.
Really our first award.
First award. We only have like the two awards.
There's really two awards, but next year there'll be more. We need to get more creative with it. But we'll talk in a minute about one of the awards we're going to have next year, which isn't even for authors; it's for customers. But we could have done best customer.
Grab
we
some
didn't
of these.
do that.
I'm going to hide these out of the camera so you can't really see them, but I'm going to bring them up.
So the first award, and this is the one we brought to you guys for a vote. Tony and I both went through and picked our top cover art for indie books. And we put it up to you guys for a vote, and we ended up getting 120 votes. So this is not like a small little bit. It was a good amount of votes. So we actually are going to share with you the top 4, because there was a 2-way tie for third place. So in third place tied, both with 17 votes, we have,
which one?
that one's good.
Okay.
We have The Candid Chronology, Book 1, A Journey's Beginning by Angola Hone. This book, you almost have to see it in person to do it justice. There are like little trees in his cape, and it is gorgeous.
No, this side right here.
And this is a really, really pretty book. And so is the second book in a series.
Yeah.
So, and then this one, my personal favorite, I'm kind of like, but that's okay. You guys don't have the same taste as me. Also with 17 votes, so tied for third, is Tree of Sighs by Lucrecia Guerrero. That one also really
that is
better in person.
Yeah. Trying to get it to where it's not. Yeah, I'm going to go down to YouTube, but this is kind of the angle where you can see it.
There's a lot of detail in that book. It's really,
turn to where you can see the cover. It's backwards on each like recording thing is backwards. We're also live streaming on YouTube, so we actually have
two screens.
But yeah.
All right. In second place with just one more vote, 18 votes, is Silent Justice by Scott Lawson. Little plug for this book. It's actually one of our indie book club picks for our next indie book club, which is going to be meeting the third Friday of April. So we just announced that yesterday. And this book, I think it won a lot because it's set in Dayton. As you can see, there's a Dayton sign right there. It's a pretty cool looking cover. And the winner by a lot, 37 votes, is When Palomas Visit by Abel Zavala.
Yeah, I really like the cassette tape
It is so
look of that.
unique.
It just,
I love it.
when we work with, indie authors, we can't stress enough how important it is to have a good solid cover. People do judge books by their covers.
So
For
paloma
sure.
is Spanish for dove. I had to look that up.
That would be the picture.
Because I was also curious. What's a paloma? I had to look it up.
We had to
So
look it up.
there you go. When the doves visit.
Yeah, 120 people voted. It was very good turnout. We're going to be running more polls as the year got to go through too, because it was just a lot of fun, fun way to get people
And so,
interactive.
Abel, if you're watching, we're going to need your physical address because we will be mailing you a certificate that says you are the winner.
Yes. Yep. And we're going to have and that's as we kind of have more awards to recognize indie authors. That's going to be the first one that gets a certificate is the best cover, and we'll be doing that every year. So come on, indie authors.
They might even be like
covers.
They might even be like little trophies in the future. We're thinking like a Grammy or an Oscar, but they're the Cozies.
And your book doesn't have to be published that year, so it's not the best cover for that year. So as you add more books to your repertoire, we get more books in. We'll definitely be having a good variety of books. So next thing before we move on to the final one, which is our top seller, we're going to take a look at some upcoming events and milestones we got coming in. A lot of exciting stuff going on here at the bookstore. 2025, was about new beginnings with the new place, right? We just got a new place. We started by new furniture, just kind of building up some inventory. 2026 is really going to be the year of growth and excitement and community and so many events. We wanted to have some. We already had 3 sold out events just the last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we had the Galentine's event that was sold out, the speed dating with the romance books. I guess the 2 sold out ones. And today
and then we had 2 really, really well attended book clubs just this week.
Oh yeah, at our beer crawl one, we had about 15 to 20, and then for independently published, which is normally about maybe 3 or 4 people. We had about 10 people there, so that was like really good growth, especially when it comes to just being about the independently published authors. So this is going to be the year definitely of growth, and we're excited. One of the things we're going to be doing is really doing the vendor villages. So we still have, even though we're going to be expanding into rooms upstairs, we still have empty space that we want to use. People really seem to enjoy the first vendor event that we had, being able to look upstairs, but also supporting local crafts, bookish things. We had a lady that made book cozies, for your books and stuff. We had some treats, and we had some soaps, and it was just a nice way to kind of like bring more of the community in that kind of coincides with the books. So we're also looking along with the children's room. We're really looking forward to doing more children's story time. This is things that that's one thing I want to point out today. Today we had our first Black History Month celebration. Something we wanted to do at the old store, but it just was so small. It just wasn't conductive to really give it justice. And today was such a great.
It was great. We had
fun
5
events.
authors
we
there.
had 5 authors coming in, and then the second time we had like 2 authors hanging out with us, 2 or 3 for the second half. But it was just a day of just people coming in and celebrating their works. So that was great. And then with the children's room, we're going to start adding some children's story time into that. So we're looking forward to using that room and really starting to work more with children's authors, which right now we only got to do around Christmas. There's but now with the new location, we'll actually have a room set aside in the summer coming out. Is a good opportunity for those of you that do children's books to be able to come in, share your work, and read to the next generation of readers. We're looking forward to opening that front porch. Weather's starting to get a little nicer. Just
got to get some furniture out there
this spring, and we're really excited about that deck space out there. And it's covered, so you're out of the sun. If it rains, you can sit and watch the rain come down while you have some tea and books, or
a frozen treat.
Oh yeah, because we're partnering up with like Fria's Gourmet Pops.
Yep.
To start selling Fria Pops during the summer.
Yep.
The hot months, we'll have some of those gourmet pops out there.
There's not enough ice cream in this neighborhood.
There is not.
So.
There's not. Another thing we're doing this year, and some of you probably already know about this, is we're doing a reading challenge now. So as we continue to promote our indie authors, you also want to promote our hungry readers, the ones that buy the books. It's very important to recognize those that just love reading. We have some that only like to buy like independently published books. We have some that, when they come in, they buy 6 or 7 books when they come in. They're voracious readers out there. And we want to get, kind of recognize them too. So we have a 2026 reading challenge. So now people can now
On our website.
submit it through our website. We have a quick form, takes like 2 minutes, under 2 minutes to fill out, and they can put in that. And so, next year at the 2027 Cozies, we're going to have an additional award for recognizing our biggest readers.
Yep.
Because you can't sell books, you can't write books unless you have somebody out there that
Reading
wants
the
to
books.
read the
Yes,
books.
yes.
So we want to recognize them as well too. They're part of the family.
And speaking of next year's Cozies, our intent, and as it was this year, is to do next year's Cozies in person, whether it's at the store or somewhere, a nice restaurant. I don't know yet, but we'd like to be able to do in person, give people an opportunity to dress up a little if they want.
Have some hors d'oeuvres,
just, kick back for the night. So.
And really, yeah. And we might still, probably still have it virtually, so I'll probably do, televising with people who are remote or can't make it in. But, we definitely want to have it in person so we're actually able to introduce you to some of our indie authors, those that live locally or some of them win, or, maybe possibly be able, if you're too far away, but you happen to be one of our best sellers, bringing in remotely so people can meet you. I think that's very important. And that's one thing we love about working with indie authors is that, there are people that you get to meet and talk to, interact with, or in your community, so we want to continue that with the next year's Cozies, with having it in person and letting people kind of give their own speeches or talk, up front. It's going to be much longer and more in depth. Let's see here.
Last one.
The last one is we were hoping to have a big event in September. That's our goal. Last year, we want to do a book con. I feel like with the following that we have, with the indie authors we have, with the readers that we have, I think we're ready to throw our hand in the ring to start throwing a big book con and to celebrate indie authors and get more of their books in the hands of readers. We wanted to do it last year, but we ended up buying this place, and it took all of our time. Every ounce of our energy was just getting this place ready to open in November into the new year. So, and that was all the primary. So we're looking at September.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
If not this year, 100% next year.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of if we can nail down the location.
And we know it'd be like short timing, but we know if we throw the word out, can no doubt get enough authors to go.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure we have enough time to make sure our readers are ready to go too. But we're excited about that. Look forward to sharing that in the upcoming weeks of when we're going.
All right.
All right, you guys ready?
You guys are ready. We
don't need the book, but yeah, we went through our wholesales for last year, and we pulled up where our top sellers were. And what we'll do is we did the top 3, and then we have some honorable mentions. So we're going to read the third, second place, honorable mentions, and then we'll do a drum roll and reveal who our top seller for 2026 is.
2025.
2025. We don't know what 2026 yet looks like.
We don't.
All right, you ready, baby?
I am ready. You want me to do any of them, or
start off with? How about you start off with number 3?
Number 3, top selling author, and these. Oh, by the way, these are not by title; these are by volume. I guess I should say price of books. But anyways, number 3 is the illustrious Cora Masters.
Cora Masters, yeah. If you know Cora and her Playhouse of Horse, and she's the one we just showed the cover of, where she did the amazing sprayed art and stuff like that. She's an amazing writer, but she definitely takes it to the next level when it comes to that new special editions that she comes out. She has several special editions. So yeah, it's not a surprise at all that she made the top 3. Top 3.
Zero shock there.
And for number 2, we have DeLon Starkey. She was one that I think we just brought on this year with the house on
Monarch Street.
Monarch Street
and
Genesis that came out after that. She had some special editions come out.
And then she got a new book, right?
And she's got a new book out. Save a Song for Me. See, that's why she buys all the books. She can wrap them off really fast. But her books tend to just fly off the shelves as well. She doesn't live locally. She lives out in probably an hour and a half away. So she mails.
She is an Ohio author.
Yeah, she is an Ohio author. But she actually, whenever we needs to restock, she ships us her books to get back on the shelves. And then we turn around and they're right back out in there. So you want to take a look at the honorable mentions?
Yeah, sure. So we had some honorable mentions that were really close to being in the top 3, but didn't quite get there.
And there's no order.
This is not in any particular order. But we have Rochelle Bradley.
Who's been really one of our longtime friends in the bookstore since the beginning.
One of the first authors that trusted us with their books. Yeah. Right along with that would be Aaliyah Del Rey, also one of the first authors that entrusted us with their books. So it was really good to see them sell
Part
so
of our
well.
first speed dating romance
Yep.
authors over there.
And we have Blake Myers.
Blake Myers, who comes from
Czechoslovakia.
he's from Bellbrook, but he lives in Czechoslovakia. He comes back like every 2 years.
Yeah.
Came back and
but he's a Bellbrook native.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to make sure we need restocks when he comes back in.
He did a good job. And then Tasha Shepline.
We met her at the Mid-Ohio's, and we've talked a couple of times with her. And
we need
Tasha,
more.
We need more of your books.
Yeah, please, especially book one.
Yeah.
And then Evan Graham.
Evan Graham, who does sci-fi, which is actually a really hard genre to sell, but his I think it's the cover. I think it's well written. People seem to really like it.
Depths. It looks. I haven't read it yet.
It's like this thick.
Not for lack of want to. I just haven't had the time. It looks amazing. And then we also have C.L. Powell.
C.L. Powell's one of our very, very, one of our mystery writers. I read her Fatal Errors, and she, has done some traditionally published, but she's also like comes out and she visits our bookstore. She does. I don't know if we had a book signing with her or not, but
I think we did, but it was at the small place.
Yeah, the small place, not the new one.
CL Fatal Errors is set in Dayton, so I think that's one of the things that people love about it a lot. So.
All right, you guys ready to know who was number one this last year?
Our
in 2025, the number one author and close friend of the Cozy Book Nook, and super amazing person when you meet her in person, as they all are.
Also, I might add before you say debut author.
Author.
This was her first year publishing.
Well, no, she had that thin one, remember?
But that was this year too.
Oh, was it this year too? Yeah. And she did that in her novel, which is actually Leslie's first 5-star review. So I think we all know who it is now. The number one best-selling author of 2025 for the Cozy Book Nook is
Leah Lord.
Leah Lord, come on down. If anybody has had a chance to see her books,
they're amazing.
Yeah.
And we actually just talked about her at book club last night.
She visited us last night, but she's done an amazing job. She had a book signing here that was big, but she's also come to some of her events, and people, her books have really just been flying off, especially as word of her book starts to spread. Now, many of you may know Leah Lord because she's actually been supporting indie authors for a long time now. She's been, PR. She's worked with the Mid-Ohio Writer Association. I think she worked with them in a variety of areas, supporting writers. So she's been supporting writers for so long, and now she's finally thrown her hat in the ring. And I feel like she learned all the rights, do's and don'ts along the way. And so when she wrote her first book or her first novel, Falling Through Fire, it was just exceptional. It really showed, and I think it was like a testament to her just being around other good writers and learning from them.
And we're super looking forward to book 2 in that series coming out this year too.
So congratulations, Leah. We look forward to it. We have
You'll be getting the certificate.
Yeah, we have something special for you, and we look forward. And again, thank all of you for trusting us with your books to get them out and readers. We can't make people buy, but we can do everything we can to get people excited about independently published authors because it is such a growing community. It's just something that I feel like nowadays more people are seeing independently published authors as more the norm, where to get good quality out of genres that are not everywhere. They're collector items. Some of you have just amazing covers. The stories are amazing. And I really think, 10 years ago when it being independently published was a stigma, nowadays it's almost like a collectible. When I show people the books, it's like, these are pieces of art. These are books that you may not find anywhere else, a diamond in the rough. These are people that not only write well, but they market themselves. They have to promote themselves. They travel around the country to sell their books to people. They have to have that fear of reaching out to a bookstore to get their books on the shelves, but yet make that phone call or shoot that email. Independently published authors are just an amazing group of people.
Stars.
We've loved working with them, and we're looking forward to continuously working with them.
I just want to also say thank you to the customers.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for you guys coming in, believing in us, believing in the vision of the Cozy Book Nook, helping us create this community here, and buying and reading our indies, we wouldn't be able to have a Cozies.
Mm-hmm.
So you make this place special too. So
Yeah, we have an entire, just an amazing community / family here at the Cozy Booklet that that all of you have helped create. Yeah, I know it's been an amazing 2025 year. We're so excited about 2026 and what it holds, and we're excited to have been able to have our first annual Cozies here online with you. And we can't wait for see what 2026 holds. We are going to have some fun.
Yes.
We are going to have just great events. We're going to meet new authors that are on the shows. We're going to get you in here. Readers are going to be able to connect with writers, maybe inspire someone to become writers themselves.
Yep.
But we just can't wait to see what 2026 brings.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much. And yeah, we can't wait to see you at the 2027 Cozies, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Be sure to, pat all of our, ones that made the list on the back. And even if you weren't on the list, pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a little credit for the hard work that went into your book, getting them on the shelves, and just trusting us to be, get them in the hand of readers. We couldn't do this without any of you guys. So thank you so much.
Love you all.
Love you all. Have a great 2026, and we'll see you guys in 2027. See you guys. Have a great night. I'll stay in here while you push finish.